Hi guys, welcome to another Elementor video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We've got a fun one for you today. We're going to show you how to add a button to your icon widget or any other text-based widget that you want to add one to. Really easy to do. Nice little feature to have on your site. So let's get started. I'm going to edit with Elementor. I've already got this open here. Let's go down. Now I'll put a couple of columns in here. Put 3 columns there. Let's go and grab a little icon module like I've got above here. If we roll down, they're available in both the free and the pro versions. There's the icon box right there. I'll leave it all pretty much as it is for the time being. I will just give it a background and a bit of space. That icon, I think I'm going to make blue color, like we've done in the ones above there. Just hit the color, paste in whatever code you want, or slide and find whatever color you want. I'm going to do the same for the heading down below. Fantastic. Okay, well, let's give this a background so it stands out from the page. In the advanced, you'll find background. I'm just going to give it a color. I think the color I used above was 24, 24, 24. So I'm going to just type that in there. Great. And we want to give it a bit of spacing all around. Still in advanced under layout. It's always where you find margin and padding. Let's give it 30 pixels all around. As long as you've got that chain checked, it'll do all 4 sides at once. Great. Well, say we want to add a button just like this one to this. Really easy. Go back to the content. Put your cursor at the end of your last bit of content there. We'll drop down a couple and put whatever you want it to say. Classic. Click here. Whatever you want yours to say. Not very imaginative. I'm actually going to turn that into a heading text like an H3. To do that, put your cursor on the left-hand side of it. We'll do a left pointy bracket. H3. Heading 3, or you make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it goes up to. We need to close that out at the end here. So put your cursor on the end. We'll open another left pointy bracket, / H3, and a right curly bracket, and we've closed that out. Fantastic. And you can barely see it there, but that's actually styled it pretty much the way I want. Now, of course, we want to make that into a link. Now you can make a link out of the whole thing right here if you want to, but I really just want this text or this button to. So we can make an href out of it, an anchor tag or an href. Again, I'm going to the left-hand side. I'm going to put a left pointy bracket, an A for an anchor tag, a space, and I'm going to say href, H-R-E-F, equals, and then put the URL of where you want to take them inside some inverted commas there. I'll put 2 inverted commas. Inside, you can put whatever URL or whatever page link you want to take them to. I'm just going to put a hashtag there for a placeholder. Right on the right-hand side of that inverted comma, before our other pointy bracket there, we need to put a right pointy bracket. As you can see, it's changed color to the default link color there. And we need to close it out too. So right after the H3 closing bracket, I'm going to put a left pointy, / and then an A for the anchor tag, and close it out. So we've encapsulated our click here text right there. Fantastic. Okay, now we're in here. I'm going to turn this into a button. That's okay. I mean, it'll work and everything, but we want it to look more perhaps like a button that we've got up here. So I'm going to give it a class name. Just after the 3 of our opening H3 bracket, I'm going to say class equals, I'm going to open some more inverted commas. Inside the inverted commas, I'm going to give it a class name of mybtn perhaps. Great, well now we've given it that class name, mybtn, we can style this into a button. To do that, go over to your advanced. Roll on down to the bottom to custom CSS. I'm using the pro version of Elementor here. If you're not using the pro version, you can do this in your customizer, in your additional CSS panel. If I go back to the dashboard here, I'm using the free Hello theme from Elementor. Most WordPress themes will have somewhere to put your custom CSS. With mine, it's in Appearance, Customize, and we've got an additional CSS panel at the bottom here where you can put this code if you're not using the Pro version, and it will work just as well. Okay, well, let's go back to this page. I gave it a class name of mybtn, so I'm going to click in there. All class names have a dot or a period in front of them. Dot, mybtn, the class name. And we can open and close some curly brackets now and style up that button how we want. So I've opened and closed some curly brackets there. I'm going to give them a bit of space in between. In between, I'm going to say background. I'm going to give it that same blue color. I've still got it in my clipboard. There it is. And it's given it a blue background there, which is just what we want. And we'll change the color of that link in just a minute. That's the default color of the links for this site. And I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller maybe, so I'm going to say font size. And you can choose a different font family if you want to by doing font family and putting in your font family you want, but I'm just going to do font size. I'm happy for it to be that particular font. Colon, let's say perhaps 18 pix. A little small. I'm going to up that to 20 pixels, I think. That looks about right to me. I'm going to give it some padding on the top. I'm going to say padding, dash top, and let's say 10 pixels. Semicolon. Always put a semicolon after each line. If you don't, it won't read the next line. So we've got a bit of padding on the top there. Fantastic. And padding on the bottom. Dash bottom. Colon. We'll try 10. I don't think it's going to look quite right though. Let's have a look. 10 px. Actually, it's not too bad. We can always adjust it if you want to add a little bit more or take some away. Not sure that that's central. We'll decide in a second. Now, at the moment, it's spreading the full width. That's fine if you like that. That's absolutely fine. But I'm going to make mine a little bit shorter. I'm going to make mine perhaps 150 pix wide. So I'm going to say width 150 px. And as you can see, that's shortened it up to 150 pixels. But I want it to be in the middle. So I'm going to say margin, colon, auto, A-U-T-O. That's popped in the middle. Fantastic. A little bit close to our writing there. So we can pop it down with a bit of margin top. Margin. Dash top. Try 20 pixels. Obviously adjust yours to taste. Great. That works. I think I wanted little round corners on there, like we had above here. I mean, it's entirely up to you. We can do that with border radius. So it's border, dash radius. If you just want a little bit of curve, put a small value in, like 5 pix. And they got slightly rounded. If you wanted them to be pill-shaped, which you see quite often, put a larger value in, like perhaps 50 pixels. And you've got a pill shape. Yeah, and that writing doesn't look quite central to me. That's okay. But I'm happy with my sort of 10 pix like I've got above. But that's entirely up to you. I think I'm going to add another 5 pix padding on the bottom because that doesn't look central to me. So here's our padding bottom. Let's put another 5 pixels on there. I think that's too much. That looks about right. Again, adjust to taste. Now we want that link there to be white. And that's an A tag. We know it's an A tag because we wrote it just now. So I'm going to copy this class name, my button, Control C, including the dot. Let's just expand this a little bit. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to put a gap and an A for an A tag. Now I'm going to open and close some more curly brackets, or we can target that anchor tag. Split those brackets up. I'm going to say color, colon, white, which is FFF in CSS3. Let's change that white. Perfect. Just what I wanted. Magic. And the only other thing that I'd perhaps like to do is perhaps have it change color on hover. We just use a red with this one. Whatever color you want, we can do that. Again, I want to copy the class name. I've already got mine in my clipboard. We'll drop down a couple. I'm going to paste it in there. Right after the N of my button there, I'm going to put a little colon and the word hover. No gaps anywhere. It's all one word there. My button colon hover. And we can create a hover state. Again, I'm going to open close some more curly brackets. I'm going to say background. I'll just use a red. Obviously, change it to whatever you need to. As you can see, when we hover over it, it's turning red. That's kind of happening instantly. I like to slow it down for just a little bit of drama. So to do that in the regular state, not the hover state, I'm going to add another little line of code. I can say transition dash duration. And I'm going to say 0.6 of a second, which will be 600 milliseconds. Adjust to taste as well. Now when I hover over, it fades in a little more gracefully. And that's pretty much it, really. Now I've written this code in here so you can see it while I'm actually doing it. If I get rid of this code now, I'll copy it all. I'm going to put my cursor in there. I'm going to select Control A to select all. Control C to copy. I'm going to delete it. That will go back to how it was. I'm going to go back to where I showed you before, which was in my theme customizer. And we'll throw anything that's there down a little bit. I'm going to give it a title. A title is /*/. Anything that you write in between the stars will not be read as code. I'll just say my button. Then I'm going to paste it down below. Now you don't have to delete this. You can leave it on that page if you want to. I'm just showing for people that don't have the pro version. I've just pasted it in there. Make sure you publish your code. Now if we go back to this page, we'll save draft. And take a look. There's our button. We've got our styling back. It's going to change color. And you can add it to any other text-based module you want to. If we go back here, let's make sure this is all saved. And we'll refresh this page. There we go. It's pulling in that code now. And you can use it on any text-based module you want. Let's just throw a text editor in here. We'll do exactly the same thing. And I'll drop down and I'll say click here. Or whatever you want yours to say. With the text module, we've got a little chain up there. We can add a link easily. First thing I'm going to do is turn it into an H3 like we did before. I can just select it this time in this module, turn it into an H3. And while it's selected, we'll add a link. I'll just put a hashtag. I've got no real place. And we've got our link there. Now to turn it into the button, I'm sure you know how to do this. I'm going to go up to the tabs at the top here. By default, it's on visual. I'm going to go to text, so it shows us HTML. There's the H3. I'm going to put my cursor just to the right of the 3 there. I'm going to put a gap in there, space. I'm going to give it a class name, class equals. Open and close some inverted commas. Inside, I just need to give the class name mybtn. As you can see, it's given it those stars. The only thing we're missing is center aligned text. So if we go back to our visual tab, we can just grab this, hit the center align there, and we've got it in the middle. Fantastic. If there's too much gap for you there, we can take away a bit of the space that we took here without doing any more coding. And it's the same for any other text module that you want to add it to. So there you go, guys. There's how to add a button to any text-based module with your Elementor site. Really easy to do. I'll pop that code down below for anybody who wants to copy and paste, but it is a good idea to learn CSS. It can really expand the way that you can edit your site. Make sure this is all going to work on the front end. I'm going to save draft and we'll take a look. And there we have it. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.